All right, Rob, let's get it popping. Rob G, give us the update. There's a lot of stuff being tweeted out about Aaron Rodgers. Of course, the Packers training camp starts tomorrow. And so the big question is he going to be there? Is he going to show? Is he, how's this going to play out?
It sounds like if you're going to do something that he wants to get it done. Do you know what I mean? So that he can get
right. Because give yourself the best chance.
Either you're playing
right?
Either you're playing or you're not coming at all. It shouldn't
What's
be
the point in
coming a week later or 2 weeks later. And remember, there's only 3 preseason games now, Chris. So it's like if you're going to be there and you can get to a deal, you should get there. Don't you think?
Absolutely.
Right.
I totally agree. So Rob G, give us the updates and then we'll break this thing down.
Well, all signs point to Aaron Rodgers being at Packers training camp tomorrow. Multiple outlets are reporting,
I believe that
they are making concessions, the Green Bay Packers front office, to ensure Rodgers is happy and in camp tomorrow. Some of the concessions that they'll be making: the 2023 year in Rodgers' contract, which is the last year of his deal, will be voided out, and they will not be allowed to put any kind of franchise tag, transition tag, anything like that on him.
And this is the last year of guaranteed money.
Right, I was going to say that deal didn't even have any guaranteed money. Right. They just had ownership of them.
So
and this year is actually the last one, right? Of guaranteed money.
Right. And
so even next year,
there's another year after that. But again, like you said, there's no guaranteed money, so they would be it'd be really easy to trade him after the season if they decide to. Okay, number 2.
With 2 years of non-guaranteed money?
Well, 1 year. There'd be 1 year. Because
they voided out the last.
It
would be 1 year. Right. Definitely easier.
Number 2, the Packers would agree to review Rodgers' situation at the end of the season, meaning if he's still upset, we will discuss things and figure out the best way to move forward. Again, signaling that if he still wants to get traded after the season, we'll look into it. Number 3,
I like that.
His contract is going to be adjusted with no loss of income for this season, but it will allow the Packers to have more cap space, presumably, if they decide to go this route, to make a higher offer for Devontae Adams, keep him in town. Number 4, last but not least, there are more mechanisms that are going to be put in place to ensure that Rodgers' issues with the team, specifically the front office, will be addressed.
And you know what? I think that this is Chris and I both. We've been saying it forever. We didn't believe Chris that he would not be with the Packers. It was obvious that they. Am I right? We said it.
They had all the leverage, right?
Right, and they weren't going to do it because I think they understand A, he gives them the best chance to win, and B, Chris, they don't want that on their record. Like what would have happened, you know what I mean, where you're trading a guy who won the MVP last year.
Right.
And might have had, you don't want that as the general manager. You don't want that as the coach. It's a bad look. And I think that's why they held firm all this time that they wouldn't make a move despite all the stories out there. Don't you remember the Mark Slaver story, right? It's 99% done.
To Denver, right.
You remember all that? I mean, we talk about it all the time, Chris. Because I think Jalen Rose had one too with Kawhi Leonard. Remember 99% that he was going back to Toronto? I've been there.
I had that with Kawhi too. Right. I thought he was going to the Lakers.
There is no something. No, but I'm just saying. But there is no 99%. You know what I mean? Like
it's either done
or it's not done. And that was my point. Not to rip on anybody.
Right.
But yeah, your thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, look. The other thing is, you said, they have all the leverage. There was no reason for them to trade it. And I'm going to be honest. If I was in their shoes and Aaron Rodgers was just like, I'm not coming back this year. I'm not. And we bent over backwards. We made him a contract extension offer. We've tried everything and he doesn't want to come back. I would look at this like, you know what? This is okay. You just sit out the entire season,
which he never was going to do.
Right. I would have played that game of chicken with him. You know, like, okay, you sit out the entire season and we can see what we have in Jordan Love.
And they also still hold his rights, Chris. You know that, right?
That's my point. This gives us a year to see what we have in Jordan Love. If he's no good, we know it. If he's great, then we're more willing to trade Aaron. And then if Aaron, which I'm sure he would want to come back and play next year, then, especially if Jordan looks good, right, I'm willing to trade him and I get something for him. But they just had all the leverage. And as you said, Aaron wants to play. How do you retire after an MVP season? Especially, Rob, when you see, Tom Brady is resetting kind of the timeline, right, for quarterbacks. I mean, now he's talking about playing until he's 46 or whatever. So you know that Aaron Rodgers and all of these quarterbacks are starting to look like, man, I can play. Whereas before you might have been thinking, I'm toward the end of my prime. Now Rodgers is probably thinking, man, I got 4 or 5 years left, at least at the top level. So I think that he wasn't going to sit out. And so the Packers had all the leverage. So hopefully this works out for them. I mean, look, Rob, the report said he wanted Brian Gutekunst out. And I told you this is when we first found that out. I was like, bye, Brian. Apparently they don't have to go that far. It'll be interesting to see how that dynamic works. Are they reassigning him? I doubt they're reassigning him or anything like that. But, how does that work out? But it sounds like, Rob, that, both of them have come a little bit, as far as, they're
it has to be
concessions. Right.
It has to be a give and take, because if you're an organization, you just can't roll over, even for a great player like that. You know what I mean? Like, you just can't, because you put yourself in a bad spot, with the way that the other teammates look, and you know what I mean? There's just Chris, it's business, like you got to figure it out and make everybody happy, but you can't look totally weak and vulnerable. And I think that's what they would have done if they just gave in to Aaron and everything he wanted. So I think they save a little face. Aaron saves a little face.
Right.
And both sides can work with this, and then you see what happened,
My thing is this, Rob.
I'm not surprised at all, though.
No. But did it have to happen at the last hour?
You know that. That's the way you get things done, Chris, to move the deals.
They did offer him a big contract extension. Like, it seems like they were going to visit him. Maybe he just wasn't – he wanted to make him sweat. We saw all his public comments where he was non-committal. Maybe he just wanted to make him sweat.
I think you're right. I think that was part of it, to let them know you effed up. You know what I mean? And I'm gonna make you squirm for this. I'm gonna make you squirm and feel bad and go through it or whatever. And he had it from his standpoint. What was great for him, this, coming off an MVP year. He arguably, other than his quarterback rating, Chris, for the previous year, he won, I think, the MVP.
Right.
Other than that, he had an unbelievable season. Numbers.
Oh, you saying, one of his best.
He just didn't have.
Undoubtedly.
The only reason I'm not saying it was his best, even though some people think it was, is because his quarterback rating was better the other time, second time he won the MVP.
He was at 122. It was
it was like the all-time record. It was the all-time record, right. So this one is a little shade lower, but other than that, he had better touchdown numbers. Everything else was better, higher.
He was great. He was great. And look, it didn't hurt that Devontae Adams broke off communications too.
Right. No
You know what I'm saying? And maybe they talked about that. The only thing I wanted to pick at Aaron about, and I do this somewhat tongue-in-cheek, but he's not Jordan. That's my only thing. You saw they put the Jordan Pippen picture. He's not Jordan. You're an all-time great. There's no doubt about that. But you're not that guy. Now, is Adams a Pippen? Maybe. But you ain't Mike. But that's the only thing. But hey, look, it's great for everybody that's into the NFL, to be honest. If this works out and he's back and they're obviously a contender. Oh, the Packers got to be Packer fans have to be elated.
Fan, no matter what went on this year and how you were feeling, you can't tell me you don't feel good that your quarterback's coming back. You know what I mean, with the season,
right?
Like That's
and
gotta
also,
feel
Rob,
good.
it appears now. We'll see when he shows up and talks, but it appears that he's showing like he's going to be in good spirits too.
Yeah, no, and you know what this is like? Like if you have a bad relationship, Chris, or somebody cheated on you in a relationship, you can't make that person pay if you're going to forgive them and move forward. Do you know what I mean? You can't make them pay for it every day. Otherwise, you can't have a relationship. So you have to accept, okay, we went through this. I was very unhappy. We worked it out. And now I'm going to go back to playing football and being the guy I was. Right?
Absolutely. So, we'll see. But hope things look good at this point. All right.